Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mark from Solar Games, and today we're going to open up the second deck I have here, which is the Necron deck. Probably the bottom is easier. No, the bottom is actually probably easier to get through than the top. Okay, all right, so pretty neat. They actually come with a deck box. I was kind of playing around with that a little bit. Seems like with the deck box, you can actually fit what you need. So yeah, Necrons are here. Nice. So mono black Necron deck. There's a little box. So Necrons, again, reminder, are just kind of like your space mummies, space Egyptian mummies. They have been sleeping for a long time. They're actually quite advanced technologically, but they've been just kind of chilling and sleeping until recently. They've awoken, and now they're kind of angry, so they want to fight everybody and destroy stuff. I mean, just standard Warhammer, affair. Everybody's angry at something, so everybody wants to wake up and destroy stuff. So there you go. We'll put the tokens on the side so we can check those out as well. I realized in the other kind of like video, we didn't really spend some time looking at the other cards, so we'll do a little bit of that too today. Anyways, let's start with the the face commander here. Actually, while we do this, not prepared for this video. I did not get my perfect fits out, so let me get that done. Yeah, I think as far as deck wise, I think I really want to play with the Necrons and maybe the Tyranids the most. Is probably what I'm looking forward to the most. Anyway, so yeah. Zarek, the Silent King. So Zarek is the leader of the Necrons. So yeah, he kind of also liberated Necrons, so it's kind of cool. But he kind of also screwed him over because he's the one who allowed the godlike beings to enslave the Necrons into the shell. So yeah, it sucks, but he's here now. So. Let's see, Zarek's, he's a flying 3/4 for 1 black. Kind of easy to cast that in a mono black, so it's not too bad. My will be done. Whenever Zarek, the Silent King, attacks, mill 3 cards, you may put an artifact creature card or vehicle card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. So you mill 3, you put an artifact into your hand. There's tons of artifacts in this deck, so that would be fine. Your alternate commander could be Emotet, the Stormlord. Pharaon, whenever 1 or more artifact cards leave your graveyard, create 2/2 black Necron warrior artifact creature tokens. So yeah. Yeah, whenever 1 or more leaves the battlefield, so you do something and they leave the graveyard, then you get 2/2. You get 2/2 Necron artifact. Wow, that's pretty strong. Grand Strategist, at the beginning of your combat on your turn, another target artifact creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains menace until end of turn. Okay. These two potential commanders actually combo really well with each other, so that's really neat. Oh, also another thing I noticed. So this must be a new bordering, but they have this like little ledge that's on the side of the border. That's not common in a Magic card from before. So I didn't really notice that actually. So that foiling is not the same as this. So by the way, this is like the etch foiling, but this is not the same as this. So just so you can kind of see, there's actually a difference between the face commander foiling and like what they have for there. There's this little etch thing, or this little edge. I actually like this little faded thing better than the etch, where the etch almost makes it look like it's just obvious, like there's a border. This one's almost like super subtle. It actually reminds me of Flesh and Blood cold foiling a little bit. Okay, starting off, you have Flayed One. It's an artifact creature Necron, lifelink, Flesh Flayer. Okay, so enters battlefield, mill 3 cards. So a lot of the strategy here are going to be artifact creatures, it looks like. Are they all artifact creature? Let's keep a tab on that. Maybe every single card in here is artifact creature. Black artifact creature. That would be crazy too, because while we do have colored artifacts, this is probably the first deck of like adding a ton of colored artifacts. Wow, yeah, I think it looks like everything is going to be color artifacts. So that's very on flavor as well. So we have Hexmark Destroyer, multi-threat Eliminator. Okay, by can't be blocked except by 6 or more creatures. Wow, that's crazy. And you can unearth them. Cool. Plasma, so it's like Mega Menace, right? Plasmamancer, flying, Dynasty Advisor. When Plasmamancer enters battlefield, search your library for a basic swamp card, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle. Okay, so get some swamps. Interesting. Psychomancer, yep, flying. Let's see, what does it do? Whenever Psychomancer or another non-token artifact you control is put into the battlefield, graveyard from the battlefield, or is put in exile from battlefield, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain life. Okay, so there's your, yeah. Socketh Immortal. Let's see, what does he do? Flash, elite troops. The Immortal enters battlefield with +1/+1 counters on it for each creature that died this turn. Okay. Scopec Destroyer, Death Touch. Okay, whenever artifact enters battlefield under your control, Destroyer gains first strike until end of turn. Okay, so artifact comes in, he gets first strike and Death Touch. Okay, yeah, so he kills everything. Triarch Praetorian. Wow, they all have flying. That's okay. I actually didn't know that Necrons all had flying. That's kind of cool. Dynasty Codes. Whenever the Praetorian enters battlefield from graveyard, you draw 2 cards. Oh, okay, so tons of these abilities. So I'm reading these now. I'm kind of getting a sense. All of these abilities are like come back from the graveyard, do something. So you got a vehicle here. Okay, crew 2. Invasion Beams. Whenever Night Scythe enters battlefield, create 2/2 black Necron warrior. So ETB, you create a thing that can also crew it, so you're kind of good to go. All right, Defile, Drive Return. These are all the reprints. We're just kind of looking at the art now. Cranial Plating. Wow, that art is so cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. There's your archive. Man. Mask of Memory. Man, okay, so this is how we get some cards here. Okay, Soul Ring. Oh, look at this Soul Ring, dude. It's encapsulating their, I guess, the energy source for the Necrons, right? I don't recognize what that is, actually. I feel really shamed right now. Baron Moore, Myriad Landscape. Kind of sucks that like you have a Myriad Landscape in a mono black. I mean, I guess you could still just get more stuff. Reliquary Tower. Oh man, this is cool. So, wait, is this printed upside down? No, I guess. Wait, I'm confused. Is this just me? Is this upside down backwards? I feel like the art is weird. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Darkness. Okay. Yeah, something. I think that Reliquary Tower is printed backwards. I think it's backwards, like upside down, and flipped. Like if I were to flip this card upside down and then flip the image, it feels like that's a lot more reasonable. I don't know. Okay, go for the throat. Oh, look at their arcane signet. It's just a coffin. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Command sphere. Yep, there's the little sphere that a lot of Necrons will hold. They're kind of like power stone type of thing. There's their Mind Stone. Okay, stone next to the Necron armor mask. Thought Vessel. Man, okay, yeah. Unstable Obelisk. Okay. All right. Wayfarer Bauble. Desert of the Glorified. I love the inclusion of deserts with these Necrons because it's like they are, you know, Egyptian pharaoh type of thing. So it's really fun that you know, Wizard paid attention to that little detail and then put them in there. All right, let's go with more of the non-reprints here. Okay. The Traveler. Whenever Traveler attacks, you may cast artifact creature spell with your hand. by paying its life equal to its mana cost rather than paying its mana cost. So you can pay life, cast from hand or graveyard, so that's pretty cool. Biotransference, this is another one. This is like, I think this card is worth a lot of money, apparently. Let's see, so let's read it closely. 2 black, enchantment. Creatures you control are artifacts in addition to each to their other type, so everything is artifacts. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. So graveyard, library, everything is, yeah. So in case anything is actually not artifact, this thing just makes everything artifacts. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you lose 1 life and you create, okay, so that's pretty strong, right? So whenever you create, since everything is an artifact now, you casting spells, you're just creating Necron warriors. Yeah, 2/2. Basically, you're banking a bunch of zombies. It's pretty nice. Okay, so they have a lot of unearth as well in this. So the unearth will help you trigger all these, like, you know, artifact from graveyard, ETB effects. That's pretty strong. Okay, so I can see why this deck is kind of like top tier among the other, I guess, among all the decks. Okay. Secrets of the Soul, sacrifice another creature, add mana value. So you can sack it and then its mana is back for you to use for something else. Locust Heavy Destroyer, especially when you can bring it back. You really don't care to sack creatures for mana. And you can unearth creatures back. Wow, this is pretty strong. Enters battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. Oh yeah, so you come in, man, okay. But the unearth value is pretty high, so what I think, oh man, you know, if they have Lake of Dead in this deck, that would be really, really good. Okay, Lich Guard, Guardian Protocol, 3 and a black, sacrifice Lich Guard, return all legendary creatures from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, yeah. That's yeah. So Necrons are also well known for their resurrection stuff. So there should be resurrection protocol somewhere on one of these cards. That's a pretty common thing. Okay. Whenever this enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target creature and target player mills 3 cards. Yeah. So you like self mill for 3, destroy a creature. You flash this thing in. Oh, that's pretty strong, right? So 3 black, and you flash in a 5/3. It destroys another target creature and a player mills 3. So, I mean, normally you pay, what, 2 black for a, like, exile type of destruction, and then you 1 black for a standard murder. So that's, I think that's pretty strong. Necron Overlord, Relentless March, X, tap X, untap artifacts you control, target opponent loses X life. Okay, pretty good. I mean, you could kill somebody with this since everything is artifact, but you could also kind of screw yourself because you're going to tap X and then everybody's tapped. Out of the Tombs, at the beginning of your upkeep, put 2 Eon counters on Out of the Tombs, then mill cards equal to the number of Eon counters on it. Okay, so 2 and then mill 2, 4, mill 4. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, instead return a creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield. If you can't, you lose the game. Oh, so wow, this is a really weird alt win condition, right? So basically this thing makes it so you don't die and you return a creature card, keep doing this. But then if you can't do any more creature cards in so if somebody exiles your graveyard, you're kind of screwed, right? Royal Warden, okay. Shard of the Nightbringer. I'm just gonna go over like maybe legendary creatures or cards I recognize. Shard of the Void Dragon. Wow, that's kind of neat. Wow, okay. Scorpic Lord. Okay, menacing artifact. Yeah. Technomancer. Oh wow, yeah, those are cool actually. Necron Wizards, yep. That's what they are. They are definitely Necron Wizards. Their name is Death. Destroy all non-artifact creatures. Very good. So for 6, you can just destroy everybody else's creatures. I guess it destroys your if they have artifact creatures, they survive too. Their number is Legion. Create X tapped. Black Necron Warrior. Okay, then you gain life equal to the number of artifacts you control. Exile their number is Legion. You may cast their number is Legion from your graveyard. Okay, so Ah, I see. Basically, if you cast it, it is exiled, but so you can only do it once. But if you milled it, you can just it's like part of your hand. You always have access to this card. Tomb Blades. Okay, so these are like the vehicles, right? I guess I thought Tomb Blades were like the spider things. They are kind of spider things. I thought they were. I guess they're not vehicles. So you don't need to crew them. Whenever Tomb Blade deals combat damage to a player, that player loses life equal to the number of creatures they control unless they sacrifice a creature. Okay, so they can sacrifice a creature or they can just lose life equal to number of creatures they control. Okay, Trazane the Infinite, Death Touch, Prismatic Gallery. As long as Trazane the Infinite is on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all artifact cards in your graveyard. Yeah. So this guy is that's pretty cool. Triarch Stalker, okay, that's cool. So every faction gets their own like saga. I like that. I like that a lot actually. Okay, the War in Heaven, right? So this is how basically Necrons got enslaved. You draw 3 cards, you lose 3 life. Okay, mill 3 cards. Okay, choose up to 3 target creature cards with total mana value 8 or less in your graveyard. Return each of them to the battlefield with a Necrodermis counter on it. They're artifacts in addition to their other types. Yeah, so basically this is detailing like what happened when the gods were fighting, and so of course the Necrons were used to do that fight. So they got brought back to life. They were given life, but in essence they were enslaved. Okay. Scarab Swarm. Whenever the swarm attacks in the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard for each artifact or land exiled this way. Create 1/1 colorless insect token. Yeah, of course, they're insect artifact tokens. That's pretty cool. So it comes in, gets a bunch of insect artifact. Spiders. So each of these creatures aren't that strong, but they're able to kind of. So is this another go? I mean, this feels like another go wide strategy. Is what this is shaping up to be. I'm also kind of curious how the rarity works in this stuff, because it looks like there's a lot of rare cards. Like a lot of these cards are just straight up rare. I don't know what that means really. Yeah. Okay. Convergence of Dominion, Dynastic Command Node. As long as you control your commander, activate abilities of cards in your graveyard cost 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce. Oh, so this can reduce your unearthed stuff. Okay, less than 1 mana. This effect cannot reduce the mana in that ability's activation cost of less than 1 mana. Okay, that's fine. Translocation Protocol, 3 tap, mill 3 cards. So lots and lots of ways to mill the deck out. So you're really trying to self mill in this. Okay, Crypto Thrall. Other artifact creatures you control have hexproof. Wow, that's pretty strong, right? Ghost Arc, Repairing Barge, yep. So 4 for 3/3. What does it do though? Repair Barge. Whenever Ghost Arc becomes crewed, each artifact creature card in your graveyard gains unearth 3 until end of turn. Okay, so you can bring them all back. Necron Monolith. Okay, Flying Indestructible, 7/7 for 7. Eternity Gate. Whenever Necron Monolith attacks, mill 3 cards. For each creature card milled this way, create a 2/2 black Necron Warrior. Okay, so basically, yeah. Okay, so basically a lot of the cards will get 2 lives, because if you mill a creature, you can unearth them, but also you get the Necron Warrior. You have other ways to resurrect them as well. There's your Resurrection Orb. Equipped a creature has lifelink. Whenever equipped a creature dies, return that creature to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Okay, so equipped a creature just can't like die. Okay, awesome. So this is kind of like the Resurrection Protocol I was talking about before. Scepter of Eternal Glory. That sounds pretty strong. What does it do? Add 1 mana of any color. So 4 for a legendary artifact. Add 1 mana of any color, or tap. Add 3 manas of any 1 color. Activate only if you control 3 or more lands with the same name. So easy in this deck, right? You have swamps. Okay, Tomb Fortress. Into his battlefield tap, add 1, 2, black, 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 exile this card, mill 4 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate only as sorcery. Okay, not bad. So, yeah. Beacon of Unrest. Okay, artifact, creature card, graveyard, battlefield, under your control, shuffle Beacon of Unrest, and so on. Library. Okay, so basically you don't have to lose this card. Yeah. Living Death. Okay, exile all creatures. Yeah, so this is all like standard Magic cards. We'll kind of just go through them. Cage Sun. Endless Atlas. For a second, I thought that was Crucible of Eternity or Crucible of Worlds, and I was like, why do we need this card in this deck? Gilded Lotus, of course, you know, so you can use that for your commander here. Mystic Forge. Okay. Sculpting Steel. Yeah, look at the green and everything. I've got the green Dragon Shields for this deck, so this is definitely going to be the Dragon Shield green deck. Okay, cool. And there's all your swamps. Ah, very nice. So they actually have multiple different artwork for the swamps, so 3 of them to be exact. Another detail I noticed when I was looking at it before, but all the Universe Beyond cards have a like actual triangle for their set symbol. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, this is Mark. I tried to make a short video, but I made another long one, so sorry about that. But I'm hoping you're enjoying these as much as I am. So anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.